Let's take a look now at the chords for the song No Longer Slaves. We're going to be in the key of G, all right? So we're going to use just a lot of chords that belong within that key without any slash chords. So our left hand and bass notes are just going to follow the chord symbol that you see in the music. And so let's start off with our G chord just to review and make sure we've got all of the notes for these chords down. We've got a G and then also a B and a D put together to give us our G chord, okay? And then we go to a C chord, C major, C, E, and G to build that chord. There we go. And then D major. We've got a D, F sharp, A. All right, there we got our D chord. And then we're gonna go to an E minor, all right? So E minor now is gonna have E, G, and B. E, G, and B, all right? And as we kind of play and voice these chords out, we'll look exactly how we're going to arrange the shape of these, the inversions of them. We're not going to play them all in root position like I'm showing you here. We also will probably add the seventh to that E minor, so E, G, B, and then also a D within that. So 4 notes, a little more colorful of a chord. We can use that strategically within the voicings of the song. And the last chord that we're going to look at is a B minor, and that's going to be B, D, and F sharp, B, D, F sharp. And we use that in verse 2, and that reappears as a little bit of a different sound once that verse arrives. Okay, so those are the chords that we're going to do. Now, just quickly, let's take a peek at how we want to arrange those, the inversions and positions, okay? So easy enough, we're going to start on a root position G right away in the verse. So right there, and I'll kind of give a few thoughts and notes on the left hand as we go as well. I'm just doing kind of a fifths pattern down below. You don't want a big, booming bass with an octave left hand to be a bit much, especially in the start of the song, And there's your G, and then we go to a C. Now for this C, we've done this with maybe other songs as well, but we're going to keep kind of a G home shape for our hand. And so this pinky is going to stay still on a D, even though we're playing a C chord. We're going to add kind of this 9th note. And we're going to reach down so our left hand can cover the C bass notes, but then we have thumb of the right hand on the E, second finger on the G, and then instead of a C right here, you can play that C. That would work. A little more colorful to add the D in there up with your 5th finger. Okay, so a little more interest in there. And then to a D right after that. So we're going to play the D with the right hand in a first inversion D position like that, okay? So again, this anchor note of the D on the pinky 5th finger, go from that C right there to then the D, and then we return back to the G, okay? So that's going to be a lot of what we do position-wise with the with the verse. Now let's take a look at then the use of the E minor. So since we're already kind of in this G shape, where we do this E minor 7 is we just kind of add the E in the bass to that already existing right hand G shape. And by doing that, combining that, you've got an E minor 7. Okay, so let's say we get to the chorus. We've got the C, I'm no longer, to the D, slave to sin, back to the root, and now it goes to the E minor, but play it this way, the E minor 7. I am a child of God. All right, so look at that. That's just kind of our anchor note. That's the only purpose of that. It keeps us in place, and it's just the voicings that will fit as everything else goes on musically. I am a child of God. All right, so that's what we have for verses and then choruses. But second verse is where that B minor appears, right? So right away again on a G, but then it's going to be a B minor. And we're going to play it in this shape. So this is actually a second inversion B minor, okay? So F sharp, B, D, right there. So you were at a G. All you have to do is drop your finger down to the F sharp, change your bass note, and then you can go back to the usual C that we've looked at, and then the D, okay? And so those chord shapes work for then your chorus and then also your bridge. Okay, obviously you play the melody leading into the bridge, but when you do you split the C's of the bridge, you can go back to that E minor 7 to start your progression. Following those chord shapes will really set you up to kind of just solidly build a foundation of sound for the other instruments to work around, and that'll be what you'll need chord-wise for the song No Longer Slaves.